Buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving headfirst into ancient Rome
Yeah.
and to the thick of it.
You know, I'm talking about Caesar's De Bello Gallico,
Oh, yeah.
his first-hand account of the Gallic Wars.
The Gallic Wars.
We're zeroing in on chapter 45,
45.
which a recent analysis just blew my mind.
It's a good one.
This chapter, it takes you deep into the Roman siege,
Oh, yeah.
the psychological warfare they used,
Brutal stuff.
and even features a Gallic noble siding with the Romans.
Now, that's interesting.
It's a wild chapter.
It is.
So let's set the stage.
Okay.
It's 54 BCE, right?
54 BCE.
And the Roman army led by Cicero.
Right.
They're camped out in Gaul, modern-day France,
Okay.
and they find themselves completely surrounded by the Nervii,
Oh, no.
who are known as one of the fiercest Gallic tribes.
That's right.
So can you talk about the importance of Roman camps and how a siege would have impacted them?
So these Roman camps, right, they weren't just like campsites. They
Yeah.
were like meticulously planned fortifications.
Yeah.
Like mini-cities.
Almost like mini-cities, right?
Yeah.
Designed to withstand attacks. It was vital, for maintaining the supply lines communication and controlling the surrounding territory.
Makes sense.
A siege, though, a siege would disrupt all of that.
Yeah.
It would put immense pressure on those soldiers trapped inside.
I was really struck by, in the chapters leading up to this Caesar, he focuses on these acts of individual bravery.
Oh, yeah.
Like the stories of those centurions, Pullo and Varanus.
Right, right.
But here, the narrative shifts to this like collective struggle. Why do you think he made that choice?
I think it's such a brilliant storytelling technique.
Okay.
He highlights that individual heroism first, pulls the reader in,
Makes you invested.
makes you invested in these characters,
Yeah.
and then by shifting to the bigger picture of this siege,
Yeah.
he emphasizes the collective struggle,
Yeah.
underscores just how dire the situation is for the entire army.
It's not just physical challenges they faced.
Right.
The article I read really emphasized the psychological strain.
Oh, yeah.
They were running low on food and supplies,
Right.
dealing with wounded soldiers.
Of course.
And then you have the Nervii just ramping up the pressure.
They're ruthless.
Yeah, and what they did,
Yeah.
it's really disturbing.
Oh, absolutely.
What we would call psychological warfare today.
Yeah.
They would capture these Roman messengers
Right.
who were trying to get word out to Caesar.
Trying to break out.
And they wouldn't just kill them.
No.
They would torture them
In front of the camp.
right in front of the camp.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think they were trying to achieve with that?
I think they were trying to demoralize the Romans trapped inside,
Right.
break their spirits.
Break their spirits.
So fear and doubt
Yeah.
make them question, if they could even win.
And, I mean, that's a tactic that's been used throughout history.
Unfortunately, yes.
Right.
It's effective.
So then we're introduced to this character, Vertigo, a Nervian noble. But he's allied with the Romans.
Interesting.
It just shows how complex the political landscape was back then.
Yeah. Caesar was very clever.
Oh, yeah?
He was a master at exploiting those divisions.
Divisions.
Turning tribe against tribe.
Oh,
It was his classic divide and conquer strategy.
so small.
He would forge alliances with some tribes,
Okay.
pit them against their rivals,
Wow.
and ultimately weaken the overall resistance he faced.
He was playing the long game.
Oh, yeah, he was.
So what were the Nervii fighting for?
Well, the Nervii, they were fiercely independent.
Okay.
They saw Roman expansion as a direct threat to their way of life,
Right.
their land,
Their freedom.
their freedom.
So they saw the writing on the wall.
They did. They saw what was happening to the other tribes.
And they didn't want any part of it.
Exactly. Their resistance, it was rooted in a very deep sense of cultural identity
Yeah.
and a refusal to be subjugated.
They were facing this seemingly insurmountable force.
Right.
And they refused to back down.
They were incredibly tenacious warriors
Yeah.
and adaptable. They were known for their guerrilla tactics.
Using the terrain.
Exactly, using their knowledge of the terrain to their advantage.
Sorry.
And they had this strong sense of community,
Yeah.
which really bound them together.
In the face of all that.
In the face of adversity,
It's really a side of the story we don't often hear.
you don't.
Right.
No.
And it makes Caesar's account all the more intriguing. How he presents himself.
Right.
And the Romans.
Well, the article pointed out that De Bello Gallico, it wasn't just a historical record.
Right.
It was, at least in part,
Yeah.
a piece of propaganda.
Propaganda.
Yeah, he wanted to portray himself as this brilliant strategist,
Right.
a strong leader,
Oh, of course.
and ultimately justify his actions to the Roman Senate.
So how did he do that? How did he use his writing?
Well, he often emphasized the barbarity of the Gauls.
Oh.
Contrasted it with the discipline and the order of the Roman legions.
So it's civilized Rome.
It's this narrative of civilized Rome
Versus savage Rome.
versus savage Gaul, exactly.
And that makes his campaign more legitimate.
In the eyes of the Roman public.
It's fascinating how he uses these very specific details to shape the narrative.
Absolutely.
Even how he describes the siege itself.
It's very deliberate.
Right.
Yeah.
He focuses on these moments of Roman resilience and courage.
Yes.
But plays down any setbacks or losses.
Right. He wanted to convey this image of an unstoppable force.
Destined to conquer.
Destined to conquer Gaul.
It makes you think about the power of storytelling.
It really does.
Especially when it comes to history.
Mm-hmm.
Whose voices are we hearing?
Right.
What biases might be shaping these narratives we accept as truth?
We're only getting one side of the story here.
Right.
Told by the victor.
It's a reminder to approach these accounts
with a critical eye.
And seek out multiple perspectives.
Yes.
We've covered a lot today.
We have.
From the realities of siege warfare.
Oh, yeah.
To the power dynamics in ancient Gaul.
It's fascinating.
But what sticks with me is the human element.
Oh, yeah.
These weren't faceless armies.
No.
They were individuals with hopes,
right.
fears, motivations.
That shaped the course of history.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that history is a human story.
It is a human story.
Full of triumphs and tragedies, shaped by choices big and small.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So one final thought for you.
Okay.
Imagine you were a Roman soldier trapped in that siege.
Wow.
What would be your biggest fear?
Mm.
What would give you hope?
That's a great question to think about.
It really is. It's a testament to the power of these stories.
Yeah.
To transport us back to another time.
Absolutely.
If this deep dive has sparked your curiosity, remember, this is just a glimpse.
A small glimpse.
Into the world of Roman history.
There's so much more out there.
So much more.
To discover.
Happy exploring, everyone.
Keep digging.
And until next time.
Yeah.
Keep diving deep.
Deep dives, everyone.
Yeah.